Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, I want to introduce our new boat maintenance kit. We did have a previous version of this that you guys have seen for the last few years. We have a great video on that, but today I want to introduce a couple new products we're adding along with one product that we're replacing from the previous kit. Let's get into it. Let's go over what we've changed in the kit. We'll start with our Jetty soap. We formulated this specifically for boats and watercraft. It's a very strong soap, but gentle and safe for your coated or wax surfaces. Next up is Skipper. This is our ceramic fortified boat wax. It focuses strictly on protection. There's no abrasives in it, in comparison to our Wake Up that has some abrasives that helps clear up light oxidation, light water spots, etc., along with adding protection. Skipper, on the contrast, just focuses on protection only. Works excellent out in the sun. You can apply it to the entire boat and then remove it. Really nice product. Last up is our Launch. This product is replacing Punch It that was in the previous kit. Some issues we had with Punch It was when spraying it directly on the boat in outdoor conditions, it could dry up on the surface, and being that it was hot pink, sometimes we would have staining, etc. That product was really for vehicles and designed to be used in that type of environment. So we've upgraded that formula, made some slight changes to make it user-friendly in the sun. Launch can be sprayed directly on the surface and then wiped with a microfiber towel. You can use it on the trailer, rub rails, your glass, hard surfaces inside the boat. Incredible for performance with this product. We know you guys are gonna love it. We are loving it here at the shop. Next up, let's go over the products that were in the previous kit. We'll start with Aftermath. This is our water spot remover quick detail spray. Aftermath is great for when you pull the boat out of the water, you're on the launch ramp, loading it up. This removes the water spots that have collected on the surface from the course of the day. It does not strip your coating or your wax. Doesn't necessarily build up any protection, but it's great for removing those water spots. Smells amazing, very enjoyable to use. Next up is our Wake Up. This is our one-step polish and protect. So Wake Up has abrasives in it and some light protection. So the way this is gonna work now that we have Skipper, which is the actual boat wax, this is great to clear up light oxidation, stubborn water spots, light defects in the paint, and then you can stack this product with the Skipper to really create that durable protective finish on the boat. Wake Up is also great during the course of the season if your boat is ceramic coated and you want to do light touch-ups on areas of the boat that you've seen have gathered some stubborn water spots or some light scuffs and stuff. This is great to use to clear that up within the course of the season. And again, after this, you can put on a quick coat of Skipper and know that your protection is 100% intact. Next up is Sunsetter. This is our vinyl cleaner and conditioner. Sunsetter has a very light cleaning ability. It's not very strong, but it's good for quick touch-ups. And then it has a great conditioning ability that's gonna leave a UV protection on the vinyl seats. It works excellent on the Cool Touch vinyl. This boat behind us, the Supra, has that type of vinyl seats in it, and we use this product regularly on that. Last up is our Solution multi-purpose cleaner. This was in the previous kit. This is one of the most popular products at Shine Supply. It's an incredible cleaner. Doesn't have any conditioning abilities. The reason why we put this in the kit is it works excellent when your seats have some heavier grime buildup. Solution should be your go-to. It also works excellent on the sea deck or non-skid, whatever you choose to call it. Works great. Spray it on there, scrub it with a brush, towel it up, cleans that stuff up very nicely. Works great with a scrub brush and towel, or even just a microfiber only. We do suggest, if you do use Solution on your seats, always follow it with Sunsetter. Then you make sure you have that UV protection after using Solution. Now that we've gone over all the products, let's dive in. I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks on how to use the kit. Let's get into it. First up is the Jetty soap. Very straightforward. I like to fill a 5-gallon bucket up about halfway. I do have a grit guard on the bottom of that. You're gonna do 2 ounces per gallon. It is gonna be on the stronger side. So this is about halfway full. So I'm gonna put in 4 ounces of soap. You can use a measuring cup. I like to just do a nice, good squirt. And then I'm gonna jet that up with water. And then if you're using it with a foam gun, we have the dilution line on this container. Here's our soap fill line. So we're gonna fill to that line with the Jetty soap, and then we're gonna fill it up to the collar with water, and this will be ready to go. We made it smell just like Aftermath. You could smell that through the camera. After you filled it up with water, give it a good shake to disperse that soap evenly inside the container, and then it's ready to go. Pro tip for you guys, if you are using the foam gun or foam cannon, however you refer to it, you do not need to use that much soap in your bucket. Just give it a little squirt, jet it up, so there's some soap in there for your mitts. So right now I am using 2 of our flat out mitts. They're super versatile when you're getting all inside these emblems. I like that they're thinner instead of a bulky mitt that is really hard to get into tighter spaces. While I'm soaping this, I want to add in a pro tip for you guys that our Smooth Move paint decontaminator, which we use primarily on vehicles, but we use it when we wash boats and we have a hull that is extremely built up with grime from sitting in the lake during the course of the season. Smooth Move does an excellent job to remove that scum line. We'll spray it right on the underneath and then go over the top of it with the Jetty soap, and it does an excellent job stripping off that scum line. This boat doesn't have it. It doesn't sit in the water outside of when you use it for a day, so we don't really get that bad scum line on the bottom of it. So the Jetty soap is totally sufficient to get it cleaned up properly. Something you guys can do also is when you have your Jetty soap on your non-skid, you could grab a stiffer brush, something from the Detail Factory. They have a ton of great options, and you can scrub that, and that soap works excellent to clean up your non-skid during your wash process. You could also take some of the solution, if you had some stubborn staining on these, if you have those good friends that step on this stuff with their shoes on, you could spray a little bit of solution with your soap on there, then scrub it, and that's gonna help boost your cleaning process. Notice also up here my tight water beading. After rinsing off the Jetty, you can see it did not strip off my protection at all. Another reason why it's very important to use the correct soap when you're washing your boat, because you can work against yourself in the element of removing protection if you're using a soap that has too high a pH. Like using something like dish soap is the worst thing you could do when you're maintaining your boat. Some guys use that when they're prepping their boat for a detail, but when you're maintaining a boat that's already protected, make sure you use the proper soap. All right, we got the boat soaped, dried. We're gonna get into our next step, which would be the wake up, the one-step polish and protect. So we're gonna use this to clear up any light defects, any light oxidation, any area where there are stubborn water spots that have not come off with a product like the Aftermath. The wake up is gonna work great by hand if you do not have a DA polisher, but we prefer to use it with a DA polisher because you're just gonna enhance the performance. You're gonna be a lot more efficient with your time. We have one of our Shine Supply polishers right here. We have a soft foam pad on this polisher. And I also have this pad out just to show you this is a cutting foam, so it's gonna be denser. Now, depending on which pad you choose, you're gonna change the performance of wake up. If you have more severe defects and oxidation, you wanna pair wake up with the cutting pad. If you have more lighter defects, lighter oxidation, pair it with the softer foam. Let's get in and give you a demo. This boat is in good condition, so we are gonna go with the soft foam. This is the polishing pad. I'm gonna shake the product up. Being that the pad is new, I wanna give it a prime. So I wanna just get nice, even coverage on the face of the pad. You don't need to overdo it. I just don't want a dry pad on the dry surface of the boat. I'm gonna start in an open area, meaning I don't wanna start close to the emblems when I'm doing my initial spreading out of the product. or I'm gonna shove it all down in these tight areas. It's gonna make it really hard to get out at the end of the job. So I'm gonna tamp it over the area I'm gonna work. Just do a small 2-3 foot section, use discretion. If it's hot outside, shrink your area down because your product's gonna dry up on you. I'm gonna set my tool speed at 4. If you wanted to do some more cutting, you could run it all the way up to 5. I do not recommend running it at 6. It's just gonna increase the vibration. It's not necessary. Now you saw I had my starting point. I did nice straight overlapping passes, and then I returned back to my starting point. I consider that one pass. I'd like you to do one pass, wipe it off, evaluate the finish, and make a decision whether you want to go back in and do another pass or not. The more passes, the more results you're going to get out of the surface. A lot of times you might get the results you need in one pass. That's why I recommend wiping it off, checking so you don't overwork the product. You also saw how I came into this angle right here. I adjusted my angle of the polisher so that I could run the pad in that angle. I mainly addressed this one because it is a sharper angle. This one, the pad rolled over nicely, so I didn't need to do it here. Now, being that my pad is not getting in really tight against this rub rail, I like to take the hand applicator, put a little bit of wake up on it, and at the end, I do these tight areas by hand so I can really make sure I get all the way down in these crevices with the wake up. That's where a lot of times you'll have some water spot buildup, especially on the underneath of that rub rail. You can always use wake up on this chrome or this like stainless steel piece. It really helps clear that up as well. Just make sure you don't shove a lot of product into your screw holes. Just gonna take a clean microfiber towel, gonna take it off, check my finish. Like I said, this boat is in great shape, so I'm confident these are the results I want. I'm done with the wake up step. You would follow that method around the entire boat. And next up, we will be ready to apply our layer of skipper to ensure we're leaving maximum protection on the finish. I'm gonna put the product on by hand just for this demo, but it is more efficient if you apply it with the DA polisher. Tamp it out, spread it around on the applicator, and then just nice even pressure. Just give yourself a nice even layer, and then when I come in close to this rub rail, I'm gonna cut that edge in right there. You'd go around the entire boat with that process, let the product set up, take your clean microfiber towel and remove it. A pro tip with Launch, the all-surface sealant, after you remove the skipper, if you have any light residue, any highs and lows from applying it and removing it, you can spritz a little bit of Launch on the surface, take another clean microfiber towel, spread it out, flip the towel, re-wipe it, and it will even that out really quick. Now let's go over your maintenance regimen through the course of the season. You have your layer of skipper applied to your boat. Now how are you gonna maintain it throughout the season? Aftermath is what you're gonna use every time you pull the boat out of the water. You're gonna spray it right on the surface. Hold on, this is a new trigger.
A few moments later.
There we go.
We're gonna spray it right on the surface. Pretend you're on the launch ramp right now. You're gonna go around the whole boat, get all your friends, your family, especially your kids, have them grab a towel and start wiping away. You're probably not gonna be using small towels like this. People like to use all kinds of different towels. Just depends on how anal you are. We like to use big microfibers. Some people use beach towels. I'm not gonna argue with you. It's your boat. That's how simple you use the Aftermath. Now, depending on how hot is it out, you could flip the towel and try to even it out. We like to just get the water spots off. It might be a little bit splotchy. We'll address that in this next section on using Launch. So the next product in your regimen, got your boat home, you're getting ready to go out again, or you're still at the lake, and you want to make sure your protection is back up to that maximum level before going back out of the water, that's why we created Launch. Well, it's actually one of the reasons why we created Launch. It's got a couple different purposes. Let's focus on this one right now. We're gonna preload the boat before we go back out with Launch. This is gonna add additional protection. It's gonna help suspend all that nasty hard water while you're out on the lake and make your wipe down even easier. So we like to preload with Launch before we go out. Another great purpose for Launch is it's just a great way to add easy protection to any hard surface on your boat. I can go over the trailer with it, the gel coat on the boat, the glass, the tower, the hard surfaces on the inside, some of my metal pieces in the back. I can put this product on all of that, and it's just a very quick and easy way to add protection, ceramic-based protection, to all those hard surfaces. Basically functions like a detail spray. It's an absolute joy to use. Spray it on with a microfiber towel. I'll give you a quick demo. Smells incredible. You can spray it right on the surface, even in direct sun. Those of you that were doing punch it or ignition before for this step, you're gonna love this upgrade. I'll put a little bit on there. Spray it on the surface as well. Flip the towel, even it out. The product levels so well, you barely even need to even it out. You're not gonna fight it with any kind of shadowing. So easy, super straightforward. That's kind of funny. That's why we called it Launch. It is your pre-launch product. So that's your regimen during the season. Aftermath, after you've got out of water, Launch before you go out. Let's just do a recap on the exterior maintenance. So let's say you've gone through the season, you've been maintaining your boat with the Aftermath and Launch, you're coming towards the close of the season, and you evaluate your boat, you're like, hey, it's in great shape. I just want to simply add another layer of protection and be ready for next season. You could just go right to the skipper because you don't need any abrasive and lay a layer of skipper on the boat. You're all ready for next season. If you get done with the season and you realize, I got some light defects, I got some stubborn water spots, I wasn't thorough with our wipe downs during the season, you got some buildup underneath here of some water spots, that's a great time to use the wake up to remove that. If you want to go the extra mile, you can top it with skipper after that, or you could just leave it as be with the wake up and be ready for next season. Because remember, this does have some light protection in it, nothing in comparison to the skipper, but you could get away with that step. Again, just depending on how OCD you are. All right, so I hope that gave you guys a great overview on the exterior maintenance of the boat kit. Let's jump into some interior stuff. So as we've gone over, the Sunsetter is great for light cleaning and conditioning. If you see these seats here, they are not very soiled. This is a perfect opportunity to use Sunsetter. If you look up on the dash of this boat, you got some heavier grime. Sunsetter might work, but we might want to hit that with solution. It's going to be kind of a trial and error thing. Once you guys get these products in hand, you'll realize what is a better fit for certain circumstances. Let's give you guys a quick demo on how to use the Sunsetter. Here's the applicator that came in the kit. It's going to spray good amount on the applicator to load it up. I'm hoping you can see in the video some of these drip marks on this back seat. Again, this is soft touch, cool touch, however you want to refer to it, vinyl. Sunsetter is safe on that material. The more you rub this product in, the more cleaning ability it's going to have. But you can see it pulled up a lot of grime. I have a Scrub Ninja right here, which we have this in various sizes on the website. You could even use Sunsetter with the Scrub Ninja and boost the cleaning ability of the product just by using this particular applicator. So keep that in mind. Now, after I had gone around all the seats what I will do is by the time I get around the entire interior of the boat, the sunsetter's had time to absorb in the surface. I like to take a clean, dry microfiber towel and just quickly rub over the area. It's that fast that I've applied sunsetter. And what that does, it makes sure it's not greasy, it's dry to the touch. The product pretty much dries in by itself without being greasy at all. It just reduces or pretty much eliminates any chance for any surface residue and keeps the surface in really nice condition. Let's do this area as well. You can see the seat's a little bit dried out. This one where I put the sunsetter, it's enhanced the color and really brought that color back. That's another cool aspect of sunsetter, being that it is a conditioner compared to something like solution where it's strictly a cleaner. You're gonna get that color put back into the seats. A lot of dressings out there are pretty much just gonna leave the seats with kind of a greasy feel. They're not really gonna clean. I mean, look, here's our fresh side. But I do see as I'm applying this down in the grain of my seat or the boat seat, I got a little bit of grime down in here. So I could let it ride, or I could grab my solution, clean some areas on this that are a little bit heavier soiled, and then jump back to the sunsetter and reapply it. Again, just depends on where your OCD level is at. Okay, next up, let's go over the solution. Let's do up top of here. We got some heavier grime right up here. To be controlled with the product, I'm gonna spray it right on. This is just a larger version of a Ninja scrubber. I'm gonna spray it right on here so I don't get a bunch of overspray all over the place. Actually, let's go up here. Look at how soiled and stained that is. Get a good before shot of that. See how it suds up really nice. That's why we like the Scrub Ninja. It's just super controlled rather than a brush. You know, a brush, you could be nicking these areas, which you don't want to do. I'll grab my towel, mop it up, and it's as easy as that. So that's got some of the heavier grime that's all down in the grains of the vinyl. Remember also, I can use it on this non-slip, non-skid. Show you guys that as well. Another great place to use the Ninja, because as opposed to a brush, you'd be scratching all this, where this is a very soft surface. Look at that. Even brought some of the color back. And then we could follow that with the sunsetter so that we leave the seat with some UV protection. Just a really quick wipe down. Remember, let that absorb in for a couple minutes so the product can do its job, and then you'll even it out with a clean microfiber towel. For the demo, we're not gonna wait a couple minutes. We'll just go over it real quick because I want you guys to see the after. There you have it. All right, hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, if you'd like to watch the original video for the first kit we launched, there's some different tips and tricks in there. Click the link below. As always, leave us a comment, ask any questions. We're always happy to help. We'll see you next time.